Hi, my name is Kira Bryan, and I will be talking about how wellness thrives in the 15-minute city. So we learn about these from the National League of Cities and the Funk and Glickman article. Okay, so first of all, a 15-minute city is one in which you can reach all of your necessary amenities in 15 minutes of travel time or less. That could be walking, biking, public transportation, etc. These are very beneficial for our health and well-being, except that they are not very common on the west coast of the United States because we're very spread out and car dependent here. So in order to have a good 15-minute city, we should have good transport. So I included the San Diego Metro, and it's a step in the right direction. However, we need public transport that is safe, timely, and also cost effective. So that's why I added these little electric buses that I saw in Cannes, France. And these are great because they're safer for the roads, for the people. They can drive you to more specific destinations because there can be more of them, and which is something that we really need because it's hard to walk to our destinations from a centralized location. So these would be a great thing to implement here. Then we have this very picturesque bike path, which I love because of this huge blockade between the cars and the people biking. This is important because it provides not only beauty, but also physical barrier and protection from, any sort of danger. And then we have this walkable community in North Carolina. And this might look good. However, there are some problems with it because there's no living in this area, which is not a very walkable design. Because then it's just a destination for people to visit and not actually live with. And also, there are no trees, which is also not a walkable design. So now I'm going to talk about a personal experience of my own. This is Tarragona, Spain, where I studied abroad for a year. This was a very walkable, very people-oriented city. So as you can see here, we've got the promenade with park benches every 5 feet. This goes on for more than a mile also. And it's covered with greenery, as you can see. Then you got one lane of traffic, temporary parking, and then the people. You might be asking yourself, well, where's the other lane of traffic? And also, where's long-term parking? Well, the other lane of traffic is on the other side of the promenade, which I think is great because it's safer. There are less collisions, less traffic, less stress. And for parking, it's simply right beneath this whole promenade, which is great because there's a ton of parking. It's shady down there and also doesn't muck up the surface. Now I'm going to take us to about here so we can look down this area. So here we are. This is where the road and the walkability kind of intersect. And this is kind of how people can walk to the main plaza, one of the main plazas. And you can see here that there are already some third spaces here, but the main third space is over there. And there would be more if it weren't siesta time here. But so as you can see, we've got some shops and stores, cafes. There's like a salon, beauty shops. There's stores with clothes and shop and purses, everything, shoes. So, anyways, so this is great because it's very interactive. And what's best is that there's living above it, which is great because people can live where they hang out and also work. So here, this is that plaza that I was talking about earlier. Again, more apartments and housing above it. But the benefits of having a walkable 15-minute city are that you're happier, healthier, more active. There's a better social life. I mean, like, look at all these people socializing. This is just beautiful. And because of that, there's less stress. Being people oriented and built for people is just less stressful. And it's also less expensive for you because you don't have to pay for gas and as much public or not public transportation. I mean, transportation in general. You don't have to pay for gas parking as much because you're just not using it. So, from this experience, I would make this policy is that if you want to have a restaurant or some sort of business or shop, that you have to have housing above it. Because this, without housing, then it's just a destination to visit, and it's not something that people can actually live amongst. And that's very important in a walkable city, is that you shouldn't have to go out of your way to reach these things, such as food, that should be readily available to you where you live. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation. This is a wonderful semester, and thank you.